This tip is about using events effectively. So what are events in C#? An event is a piece of code that is executed when some kind of event is triggered. So when a piece of code is completed successfully. So in Unity, what you can do when you are checking a variable like a score of the player, you can add it in the update method. So imagine that we have in the UI a piece of code, a piece of text that is showing you the score, and right now the score is 0. And when I press this button, add score, I just add the score to the player. So if I look at the code, you'll see that in my update method, I have the score text set to the current score. And each time that I press on the button, I add 1 to the current score. This isn't something that you want to do in your code. Instead, well, in this particular code, you can simply just pick this piece of code and just copy it here, and this will be this would be kind of an event, so it won't happen every frame. It won't be something that is complex for CPU or anything like that. But the better way, when you're doing something like that, when you're triggering an event, like maybe pressing a button, like stopping a timer or adding a score, is to use events. So if I want to use events, I'm going to uncomment these. And I will comment that out. And I got another script that, only manages the score text. So when you're using events and delegates, it's more likely that the scripts that you're using are 2 different or maybe 3, 4 different scripts, and using events will make things much easier for you. Let's see how it does it. To use the events and delegates, you have to create the base and the target and the subscriber of the event. So in my script, my events script is the one that is changing the score. It will be the base of my script. This script is the script that other scripts are going to attach to. So this is the base, and the others are listeners, and they will attempt to do something whenever this score changes. So to create a delegate, I will say public delegate void. Here I use void, but depending on the situation, you can use another return type like boolean, int, like any other method. A delegate is simply a signature of a method that you want to create for that event. So when I say public delegate void _ change delegate, and it takes a parameter of new score, it means that my listener is going to have an exact type of signature of this method. The name doesn't matter. You can use any name that you want. But the signature, meaning the return type and the parameters that it accepts, should be exactly the same thing, so that my event can be attached to this delegate. And then I will create an event, and here I called it, I created a static event so that I won't need to create an instance of my event script, and I can just use it without instantiating. And I create an event of type of the delegate type that I've already created. So public static event _ change delegate _ change, and this is my event. When does my event fires? It's here in my @score method. In the @score method, I created 1 to the current score, and I have run this onScoreChange event only if there are listeners attached to it. So if it's not null, I will run this event. And as you can see, I have passed my current score as the parameter to my onScoreChange event. So it's the same as the new score that I have created in the delegate type of my event. So how do we attach to this object? How do we attach to this event? In my score text script, I have this piece of code called eventscript.onScoreChange plus equals update text, which is another method that I've created. And this line of code is the line that attaches this method to the event that I've created. So whenever my score changes, this script will run the update text method. So as you can see, the update text method has the exact same signature as my delegate. It has a void return type and it takes a parameter of new score. And inside it, I have my new score that I've got from my event script. And here I can do anything I want with it. So I have updated the score text to the new score. And in this way, the type of scripts, the type of methods that you want to do in the update method, but they are not actually done simultaneously. So like an if method that is only true after like 10-20 frames, or things that you're not sure when they are completed. The best solution for these are to use events instead of just checking that if statement in the update method. You create a subscriber, you create an event, a listener, and you will run the method only when you need to.